What's the crack, everyone? Welcome back to Buy Wholesale. I hope, of course, you're all well. Today's video is on ARGO blockchain. I put out a video on Monday. I'm starting to do sort of daily chart, just daily chart analysis, telling you what I see on the charts, and that is all. This is not how I feel about ARGO blockchain, and I am very, very bullish on ARGO blockchain. I am balls deep in ARGO blockchain, and I will continue to do so. I have no fears or concerns with ARGO blockchain. Let that be known, let that be heard. But I did put out a chart video just now. It'll be live right now as I'm speaking. Pretty much saying that ARGO blockchain since Monday is now moved into sort of a bearish place on the daily chart. It's not great, but that is purely down to Bitcoin. It's had a huge pullback in Bitcoin, so that's going to obviously tie up with ARGO blockchain. But I do stand by with previous comments. I don't believe that everything Bitcoin does affects ARGO blockchain for the plus or the negative, but it has had such a pullback to nearly $59,000 from the highs of 67 last week that it's going to obviously affect the stock. So yesterday we've seen this ticker symbol ARBK, the Nasdaq listing pulled back 8%, and no surprise ARB ULSE form has opened up today and has pulled back. So I just thought I'd reiterate my stance that I'm bullish, and we're going to look at something today.
Yeah, coincidence. Yeah, coincidence. Yeah, coincidence. Something that happens by chance, I think not.
So I'll share the link to the video, or the chart video, where I talk about maybe the next place where I'm going to be doing my top up. But I thought I'd bring up TipRanks and show you. Look, we have our ARBKF, and one analyst is saying that there's an average of 108% upside and one rating of a buy. I'm not going to speak too much more about that one because more people are interested in the big one, the Nasdaq, baby. Okay, so this is on TipRanks. Obviously the stock's not been around for that long, but we already have 4 analysts picking, and every single one of them is saying buy, buy, baby, buy. And we have an average price of around $24.25, which shows us about a 45% upside, which is phenomenal for gains. And people need to manage their expectations. I see people crying and moaning and comparing it to other stocks and all this. 44%. See, if I got 20% on a stock over a year, you should be more than happy. I can't express this enough. Over the last 18 months to 2 years, we have seen exceptional differences in the stock prices. The way the market is moving with all the stimulus checks, inflation, everything that's driving it all, it's gone crazy. And these aren't normal times. So to get a stock that's got a potential of a 45% upside is phenomenal, and you should be happy with that. I'm delighted with that. Low analyst expectations of 21, 24, and a high of $30 a share, which is going to be absolutely delightful if it gets in and around that price. And bear in mind, we are currently at 16.79, so even the low consensus is considerably higher. If we go to the stock analysis section, smart score is 7, neutral, strong buy. The sentiment is very positive. It just looks really, really good from TipRanks, but you have to take TipRanks as what it is. It's other people's opinions. You must do, of course, your own due diligence as well, but that looks good. On Monday, I said it was a buy. The only reason we went into a bearish sentiment looking at the daily day chart is because of what's happened to Bitcoin. So I just want a bit of clarity, a bit of meat on what happened earlier on. 2 contradictory videos. One's a bit bearish. This one's going to be bullish, but the bearish one is only based on the daily day charts. That is completely out of my control. The next one I want to show you is this: Seeking Alpha, ARGO blockchain, a clearer path to profits could impact valuation. So this is coming from the retirement pot. They do talk about their issues with the Bitcoin price and how that, the concerns about the relationship between them, which a lot of people do have that relationship. I hopefully have provided a bit of clarity that the two things will never ever be reflective. There's a lot more going on, and in a stock you've got companies, you've got payments, you've got investments, you've got all these different things. And speaking about investments, I'll share my link here where I did a video speaking about WonderFi, and I spoke about Pluto investments. That's big investments. We haven't seen really any return on that, but just for people to understand why ARGO are 25% ownership of the likes of Pluto and their investments there. It's a good video for anybody interested in ARGO. I do recommend going and watching that. They also went on to say, I think there are some positive moves in business strategy with a long-term could help support a more stable stock price. I also think it is now much clearer how the company can be profitable in hard currency terms, not simply the amount of crypto on the balance sheet. Accordingly, I am moving my rating to a neutral. So this came out yesterday, and we've got an increase in the rating. It's worth noting that the company has now started selling some of its crypto subject to market conditions, so it is not simply stockpiling the crypto, it mines it evidently. And that debate will go on. Is it good to sell now? Is it better holding long because you know it's going to go on value? I can see if they're selling for the right reasons, i.e. to pay debts, to pay investments, I'm okay with that. It depends on what they're doing. On its balance sheet, as the end of this June included in the month's share perspectives, after all, recorded 140 million of assets and 54 million of liabilities. That's quite a gap. From a bullish perspective, the company asset-based enables it to mine a rate that produced a pre-tax profit in the first half of 10.7 million. If it continues to ramp up its mining capacity and crypto prices are consistent or improved, the second half results could be even stronger. And the company brings in more mining capacity as it plans to. That could bring it closer to what I regard as an attractive valuation, but it still doesn't get around what I see as a key problem of ARGO, which is that it's seen as play on the crypto, has no control over crypto pricing. If it keeps selling rather than stockpiling crypto, that could become less of a problem over time, in my view. Though for the crypto believers, it may rather defeat the purpose of ARGO's existence in the first place. So that's quite bearish, but to continue here, ARGO is continuing to see substantial interest from investors. Last month, it raised gross proceeds of approximately $128 million through an offering of the ADS, which we've went into loads of detail, plenty of videos, go and check them all out. The offering shows that the company continues to have substantial following among investors as it plans to scale up its data center. I wouldn't be surprised if we see more offerings coming 1 to 2 years. So since their bearish July piece in ARGO Blockchain, that he's now changed his rating upwards, the London shares are up 11%. I don't think that reflects confidence in ARGO per SE, but it is a function of improving Bitcoin price. While this Bitcoin holding is equivalent to only a small part of ARGO's market cap, the share is seen as a play on Bitcoin and so broadly moves in tandem with it. This is seen in the year-to-date chart for ARGO Bitcoin. And as you can see here, up 195% versus 115% on the Bitcoin. But you can see sort of the highs and the lows. There is a bit of a pattern, and we've always said that. Where ARGO goes next is partly depends on the Bitcoin price, but I also feel that the shares may pick up momentum based not just on the Bitcoin price, but also the fact that to some extent ARGO's strategy will partially decouple its share price from the Bitcoin price. I think that could be a positive for the ARGO share price over time. So I just wanted to bring that to you. You've seen the TipRanks prices there, plenty of upside. That guy who's very, very bearish has changed his stance to be a bit more bullish. Still quite a bearish argument, but again, on this channel, we like to try and see both sides of the coin. A lot of the points there, a lot of, I know my subscribers / people on other forums have been sort of saying, why is Bitcoin up so much, this isn't, and vice versa. It hopefully clears it up that there is a lot more going on with ARGO than just holding Bitcoin, and what impact that will have going forward. We know the investments that they're invested in, that I've just previously spoke about even in this video. Plus we have the new site, and they've signed up to the Climate Positive Initiative, which someone said to me they've seen no comeback on that yet. You have to give that time. I would at least expect another year before we really see any update on that. It's not going to just click your fingers and you've now become climate positive. So please give it time. It will be fine. That hopefully provides some good upside there in the tips ranks. I'm super bullish on ARGO blockchain, but on the daily chart, it doesn't say that right now, but hold long, it all will be good. If you have found this video informative, please like, subscribe, help me grow the channel, all that good stuff. There is also free shares and free crypto in the links down below, plus other things to some recent news articles that I have featured in, plus you also have books that I would recommend, all worth checking out, guys. Until then, I'll catch you in the next one. And also, if you feel like you want to support the channel, feel free to buy me a coffee. All right, see you.
Yeah.
Coincidence.
Yeah.
Coincidence.
Yeah.
Coincidence.